Hi, Assalamu alaikum. In this video we will understand about the muscle growth, how to grow your muscle. With a different strategy we are understanding. So we will understand with a deep concept in the intracellular level. So first of all, let's understand about the muscle. So the muscle is made up of the protein and carbohydrates, some in the form of glycogen. Anyhow, the muscle contain a myofiber. This myofiber contain myofibril, which that is made up of actin and myosin protein, and troponin, titin, etc. So in this way, the basically is the myoglobin, which that store the oxygen. So remember that things. And in this way, the muscle cell itself is a cell, like our body cell. So in this way, the muscle cell require the oxygen. So let's understand about how to grow the muscle. So in this way we will concern with the HIF1 alpha. What is the HIF1 alpha? HIF1 alpha is the hypoxia inducible factor 1 alpha. What is the hypoxia inducible factor 1 alpha? Hypoxia inducible factor 1 alpha is triggered due to the hypoxemia. Hypoxemia means the low level of oxygen in your blood. So it means ultimately the cellular level, the hypoxemia will trigger the hypoxia in your cell. When the hypoxemia will trigger the hypoxia will trigger the HIF1 alpha. The HIF1 alpha is very important protein, which that is a lot of the isomers of the HIF1 alpha, but we will concern on the HIF1 alpha. What is the function? So basically the HIF1 alpha will trigger the GLUT channel open. We require more glucose uptake, but more glucose uptake for the respiration. And in this way the glycolysis will trigger, but the hypoxia means the low level of oxygen will lead to inhibit the aerobic respiration. In this way the ancient fermentation increase. Ancient fermentation increase mean your hypoxia level, which that is ancient time, the high oxygen level low. So when you will go into the gym, so the hypoxemia will occur due to the requirement of the oxygen more, but you are less serving and less consuming of the oxygen due to the higher metabolism, higher workout. In this way the higher workout will inhibit the oxygen level, and in this way the oxygen level when drop, the anaerobic respiration will occur. In this way the glycolysis will produce energy, a lot of energy, and in this way the pyruvate will not enter into the mitochondria, but it will further on to produce ATP and NADH from the anaerobic respiration. In this way the pyruvate will convert into the lactic acid. In this way the lactic acid will produce a lot of ATP, will inhibit the mitochondrial biogenesis. For short, the anaerobic respiration will inhibit the mitochondrial biogenesis due to the PGC1 alpha inhibition, but the short-term stimulation of HIF1 alpha will trigger the GLUT channel and lead to more energy consumption. And in this way the GLUT channel when open, in this way the insulin level if rise or down regulate, no problem. So the glucose will consume to produce energy, but in this way the lactic acid will produce more. But HIF1 alpha also trigger the muscle growth, and HIF1 alpha also trigger the repair and repair of the muscle. HIF1 alpha when enter into the blood circulatory system from the cell, and in this way into the cell, for example in the blood, it will target to the hypothalamus. Hypothalamus will sense and to release the hormone, which that is somatotropic releasing factor, which that trigger the anterior pituitary gland to produce more and more growth hormone. This growth hormone will target to the muscle to grow your muscle. In this way the muscle will grow more, And in this way, the HIF1 alpha will trigger due to the hypoxic condition. The hypoxic condition you can trigger as a stress. This is known as the hormesis. The stress will trigger the hypoxic condition. The stress is the hypoxia in the cell will lead to trigger the HIF1 alpha. HIF1 alpha will give the more endurance, more strength of your muscle, more grow your muscle, and even the lipolysis. Because the growth hormone triggered due to the HIF1 alpha will basically target to the adipocyte to lipolysis trigger. In this way, the fat will be dropped while the growth of your muscle will increase. And this is the strategy which that will lead to increase the HIF1 alpha. This is the ancient molecule which that trigger the anaerobic respiration due to the hypoxic condition at that time. And in this way, basically the dinosaur also required the HIF1 alpha for anaerobic respiration, the ancient fermentation to grow their muscle. That is why they was bigger. And anyhow, in this way, basically, the HIF1 alpha will basically target to increase the vascular endothelial growth factor and the vascular endothelial growth factor, and on the other hand, the other growth factor will trigger due to the HIF1 alpha will lead to angiogenesis. Even the preparation of the blood vessel to nourish the nutrient, nourish with the nutrient to the muscle to grow your muscle. In this way, the insulin sensitivity will increase and the muscle strength will increase. On the other hand, the muscle growth will be also improved. That is why the HIF1 alpha is too much important for our life, and it will be triggered due to the minor stress is known as hormesis, and that is the beneficial. The chronic stress creation like hypoxia, chronically hypoxia will lead to cause HIF1 alpha upregulation, chronically will lead to cause cancer due to the aerobic respiration inhibition, and the glutamine metabolism in the mitochondria through Krebs cycle will increase the ATP production, and on the other hand, the glucose metabolism increase will lead to increase the more ATP, and that more ATP will lead to trigger the cell survival, and in this way the PGC1 alpha will inhibit. In this way the mitochondrial biogenesis will be inhibited. But anyhow, the basically short duration of the stress due to the HIF1 alpha production will lead to produce more ATP, but the deficiency of the ATP during the rest and recovery time, it will recover. In this way, your growth hormone will trigger, and on the other hand, the HIF1 alpha will also down regulate, and in this way, your muscle will break, will repair because the growth hormone spike. And on the other hand, whenever you will go into the sleep, your recovery will again. In this way, the normoxia will occur, the normal oxygen level, and that time your body will recover. Anyhow, whenever you will chronically hypoxic condition, which that will lead to cause cancer. How? Because the chronic production of the ATP from anaerobic respiration will inhibit the biogenesis of the mitochondria, and a lot more ATP will trigger the mTOR pathway for the cell survival and the proliferation more. And in this way, the basic solution for enhance the tumor growth factor due to the HIF1 alpha. But this is the chronically. If you will minor stress to give, your cell will learn, and in this way the minor stress will lead to increase the HIF1 alpha as a hypoxic condition during the hard workout whenever you will go into the gym, and in this way the HIF1 alpha will upregulate for minor duration, which that will lead to repair your muscle and a lot more things. I will make a tutorial, handwritten tutorial. You can learn a lot of knowledge from that. So HIF1 alpha, about the HIF1 alpha, you can learn a lot of knowledge. So I am preparing that tutorial for understanding what is the HIF1 alpha. So I hope you make sense about that. HIF1 alpha will trigger due to the hypoxic condition, and in this way the growth hormone will trigger, will lead to biogenesis of your muscle. In this way, your muscle will grow. Your muscle will become strong and more endurance ability. So I hope you make sense about that. If you like my video, please make sure to subscribe, like and share. See you in the next video. For this time, bye. I am also making the handwritten tutorial about the biomedical science and biology, and learn about the muscle physiology, a lot of physiology and the disease. So on the other hand, the biological aspects, a lot of knowledge. You can learn a lot of knowledge from that. If you like my video, please make sure to subscribe, like and share. See you in the next video. For this time, bye. Allah Hafiz.